Brian Torpy. Who actually has the power in the church to declare someone a suppressive person? Do they all come direct from Miscavige? If they don't, does he need to approve all of them? Or is it something lower-ranking executives at org levels have the power to issue without higher approval? Thanks for the question, Brian. The International Justice Chief is the name of the post of the person who is responsible for all suppressive person declares. Any suppressive person declare that happens outside of, RTC or the int base, I don't know if they send their SP declares down to him, because this is a post at upper middle management. The guy works in Los Angeles. It's in Hollywood, at the Hollywood Guarantee Building. And I don't think David Miscavige or anybody at RTC is particularly going to be asking that guy permission to declare people, because they're a very, very senior body. But in the normal course of events of suppressive person declares, which is kind of how I'm answering this question, I'm not talking about David Miscavige or RTC. They have the power to just declare somebody, just boom, you're declared. They can do that. But in the normal course of people being declared suppressive, it's the IJC who does it, and it's his final stamp and his name on it that signifies an approval of a suppressive person declare. There's a whole package of information that's sent to him by the continental justice chiefs. So West U.S., East U.S., Canada, Latin America, these continental zones that Scientology is divided up into, each one of them has a continental justice chief on post as a Sea Org member. That person is the one who puts the packages together of suppressive person declare on Joe Schmo, let's say. And there's different ways it can happen. Somebody could be ordered to be declared by a very, very senior person, like I said, an RTC person. But normally it's a committee of evidence is held. And we've done podcasts on ComEvs and what they're all about, so you can check those out. It's the highest, most serious fact-finding investigative body in Scientology is a committee of evidence when that's called, and they can recommend that a person be declared a suppressive person or not. A committee of evidence could come up with anything from he's innocent of all charges to, roast him and declare him and expel him. So that's the main usual route that someone goes in order to get declared, is they have a ComEv. The ComEv is held because they've committed crimes according to Scientology's justice codes, which are in the Scientology ethics book, and in a policy letter called Scientology Jurisprudence, and it lays out all the crimes and high crimes and misdemeanors and errors and things that you can do. Okay, and that's pretty much how it happens. There's thousands of different scenarios as to how one goes about getting ComEv'd and getting declared. A ComEv is not absolutely necessary. If a very senior person is ordering you to be declared, they can just order it. But that generally would require, when I say very senior, I mean like an RTC person, right? Somebody who works directly under David Miscavige, or, of course, David Miscavige himself. Or theoretically, somebody a Sea Org member who is on an ethics mission. So he's fired out on a special project called a mission in order to get ethics in an area, right? Kick ass, take names, make an example of people, get things going. Maybe they send an ethics mission in because the place was dead or not moving or something like that. Ethics missions would go into orgs, by the way. So the Sea Org can send an ethics mission to Denver, let's say, right, to the Denver org. And let's say that they theoretically have unlimited ethics powers. So that Sea Org mission could go in there and say, you're declared. But I've never seen anybody do anything like that. I mean, not since the 70s or 80s. Because there's due process and that sort of thing in Scientology to some degree. So if somebody were declared by a lesser person on the chain of command, a Sea Org mission, that person would probably be able to request a committee of evidence to look into the whole thing and decide whether that was actually proper or not. Okay, so there's some degree of recourse in all of this, but not much. Practically speaking, not a lot. So those are the ways it tends to happen, and I hope that answers your question.